Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? What's going on, everyone? Excited to be hanging out today. The office has been kind of hectic, so I've been moving some stuff around, and there's been a lot of stuff going on with the channel. So yeah, let's have some fun. It's Sunday. It's the end of the week, but it was a beautiful sunny day here. I'm feeling energetic, and I felt like it would be fun if we could all hang out and relax and get some questions down and do a Q&A. How's everyone doing today? Let's see who's all in the chat. We got Forrest, we got Scott, we got Claire, we got Crips. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday to Crips. It was his birthday yesterday. We have Scotty, we have Living Rhapsody, we have Amy. Yeah, we got an early start. Everybody was asking for an early start in the chat, so I said, why not? Let's see what else. Let's see what else is up in here. Scroll up. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Nice to see you. We have Raven. We have Sandra. We have Robbie Meeson up in here. We have Emerald Dawn, who was here earlier, and she's still hanging around. Hello, Emerald. Who else do we have? We have Jimmy, who was here earlier. I'm trying to scroll up so I don't miss anyone. We have James. We have Jordan. We have Sean. We have Michael. We have Merritt. What's going on, everyone? We're chilling in. Oh, we have Muse. I believe Muse just became a patron as well. So hype and love to that. But yeah, we're chilling in the new office. And it's not complete yet. I changed around almost everything again. So things are getting changed. But, oh yeah, there's my new baby. We got the new iMac in there. And I was doing some work on that earlier. And as you know, I did a new video earlier. We'll just play this in the background. Let's see what we can get here.
Video. Today we are going to take a deeper look.
See how loud it is? 32. I love it. But anyways, yeah, so this is the new office. And I'm making some changes already. So things are a little bit hectic. But we're hanging out, and it's pretty chill in here. It's nice and chill and relaxing, and I feel more creative in here. So that's awesome. We got 54 viewers in here. Who else do we have in here? We have Hannibal. We have Kimberly. We have the original David Adams. We have, who else did I shut up? We have Adrian. We have Yiro Spender. I know it's not your real name, but I'll just say that. We have Brendan. But yeah, we're going to hang out. Peach also became a patron. We'll do some shout outs after for everyone. But let's hang out. Let's relax. And let's get this weekend over with a little bit of hype. Let's do a Q&A. Where's the fridge? No fridge in the office of Hype. No fridge in Hype HQ right now. But I plan on changing that. But one thing I do want to do is making a little bit of an announcement when some more people start to trickle in. We'll see what kind of numbers we get. I'm not expecting a huge number today because everybody's probably hanging out and relaxing. But I do got an announcement for the Office of Hype, and it's going to be pretty sweet. We're going to do something really fun with my other wall that I've completely taken everything else off of. We're going to renovate that, and that's going to be especially for doing something fun with all of you. So where do we want to start? Do we want to talk about some of the most recent videos that I've done? Today, obviously, I dropped the Melisandre video. Talked a little bit about prophecy in dreams, what she's seeing, if she's seeing Bran, if she's seeing Jon Snow, if she's interpreting her visions properly, if that's kind of foreshadowing for season 8. We talked a little bit about that. Also in the podcast on Friday, we did talk about Jon Snow's hero's journey and the 12 steps, the original 12 steps of Joseph Campbell's hero's monument, the hero's journey, which we've seen all throughout history with Buddha, Jesus Christ, King Arthur, and all sorts of other myth and legend within human history. So we can really start off with that wherever. We can start off with the books. We can do more show stuff. You guys can just ask me questions. This is an open forum Q&A where we hang out and just have a good time. All right. Podcast was impressive. Yeah, it was really fun. We want to do more of the hero's journey. There's so many characters, obviously. There's so many point of view characters that we get to experience their perspective, right? So, people like Theon Greyjoy, Bran Stark, we could make a podcast episode on, obviously. We can do Arya, Brienne of Tarth. There's a lot of characters that are going through similar things, but in different locations and different parts of the world. And obviously, everybody's been brought up differently or experienced different things. So there's that. Oh, also one thing I'm doing is I've been using new recipes, and the house smells amazing right now. I wish I had smell-o-vision, but I'm actually making a chicken stew. I roasted leeks, onions, garlic, carrots, and a bunch of herbs in the oven, and then I cooked some chicken breasts with olive oil, pepper, and salt, and they're super juicy, really, really good. So, and then I'm making a stew right now. I'm trying to eat healthier, like I said, so try to keep the carbs down, which is a little difficult. So I'm trying to make some soups and stuff like that so I can get some more nutrients in my body. But I'm addicted to cheese and bread. I'm French. What can I say, I'm addicted to cheese and bread. James says, Kyle, I have read the books twice now and listened to the audiobooks. Why are the White Walkers back? And the Night King, it's not the dragons, John. So why? So why are they back? Good question. I think definitely it has to do with who's living in this time period. Jon Snow is, as we know now, I believe it's canon. For some of you that believe it's Shara and Ned, go ahead if you want. But Rhaegar and Lyanna's child is Jon, which makes him part of two royal bloodlines, which makes him incredibly special. Yeah, Daenerys is special. Yeah, Bran is special, but Jon's really special. And I think that they were waiting for this opportunity to. I think that to a certain extent, the Night King knew certain things were going to unfold. Obviously, in the books, we talk a little bit more about green dreams and working and skin changing and all of that. So it's possible that he's got a lot of those abilities. In the show, it's hinted at a little, but we don't have a huge backstory either way on the Night King or this White Walker, this leader of the White Walkers, who he really is. I think that a lot of it has to do with revenge. If you think about it, the Night King, he was, for show purposes anyways, he was made into the Night King by the Children of the Force. He really didn't have a choice. If that happened to you, I'm sure you would become bitter and cold and, think differently of humankind. Obviously, they became less human, so I'm not sure if because they can't speak, they are trying to be more destructive and through action show what happened to them. Obviously, we see through symbols in the show. Mance Rayder talks about always the artists. They're leaving the horses' corpses, and we see the golden ratio, and we see obviously the bodies of wildlings assembled in interesting fashion. And a lot of what we see a lot of these same symbols in different locations. Obviously, the Children of the Forest we see around the tree, we see all of those stones, and that kind of represents the spiral galaxy, where our sun is and the black hole is, and all kind of how the universe is working. So there's a lot of things going on, but ultimately it leads to, I think, the Night King wanting to free himself from that position he's in now, whether it's him gaining power, whether it's him dying in battle or destroying everyone else. It has to do with him changing the events of history, which he's waited a very long time for. And I think, we see that reflected in some of the scenes in the show. Obviously, he was just waiting there. He could have attacked at any point, but he waited for Daenerys and her dragons to get there. And I think it has to do with him acquiring this weapon of mass destruction to finally usher in this apocalypse to either win or lose, because he's tired of just waiting around. He's been the Night King for, we're assuming, a very long time. Some people have different opinions on that. I think he's been the Night King for a very long time, thousands and thousands of years. So finally, it's going to come to a resolution, and I think he's just, if he does have any emotion left, it's kind of just repeating in his head like a loop. Like, with the Mad King, he had this repeat, burn them all in his head. That same kind of thing is happening with the Night King, but slower, because it's ice. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there, everyone. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I think that they're going to humanize the White Walkers again in the end. We will feel some sort of connection to that, to what happened to them. We'll maybe even feel sad for them. And that, in the end, will make it feel like the final battle was not all for nothing, but it could have been avoided. You know what I mean? So that is that is kind of how I feel about it anyways. Yeah, I did move things around. So what I'm doing, I can give you guys a little office tour if you want. So I had the couch originally on this wall, and then you guys would obviously see me facing this way, and I would have, you know, you guys see, you know, the banners and all that. The banners are still there. They're still in the background or whatever, but I moved the couch to the other part of the wall. And then we have an open concept room. I'm actually going to put up some drapes and stuff like that. But see, this wall is empty right now. So there's nothing there. But since there's 75 viewers here, what I'm going to do is for everybody that makes a donation to the GoFundMe or becomes a patron of Azor Hype Patreon, supports the channel, I'm going to do a wall of hype. I'm going to get a giant whiteboard, and you're going to get your names up there. I'm not sure if we're going to get stickers from Blaze Manga or something, because I know I've announced the new shirts are coming. We're getting all new branding. I'm getting a new logo, and we're getting a new outro and intro for the channel. So I'm not sure quite what I want to do with it yet, but I do know that I want to honor you, all of you that support the channel in some sort of way. So I'm definitely looking at whiteboards. The cost, I'm trying to make all my money work right now, try not to spend too much, but at the same time, upgrade everything in here so it can look pretty sweet. But that's what I want to do. I want to do a wall of hype. I don't know if I'm going to do any vows. Some of you were talking about vows earlier before the stream started, but I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and I think it would be a fun way to interact with all of you. So yeah, we're going to look at the other part of the office. That wall is blank, so that's not really interesting, but I have the new desk. You know, we'll kind of go up here. It's a glass desk. We have Tripodric in the corner. We actually have a person who wants to remain anonymous. We have Ghost, the Funko Pop Ghost. I believe there's another one in the mail. Mr. Skillen sent he sent the one with all the arrows in there. We also have a poster, which was sent by one of our anonymous daughters. Somebody sent some stuff in the mail, which is really cool. And then here's my new computer, the 27-inch iMac with the 5K Retina display. As you guys can see, I don't even have a mouse pad yet. I'm still acquiring so many different things. It looks kind of ghetto right now, but it's working. I've ordered, something to put the computer on so it's a little bit higher, so I'm not looking down, and I've got a new mouse pad and that kind of stuff coming in. So Office of Hype is taking shape. I still got to do a bunch with it, but I want to maybe put a bookshelf and put all the Funko Pops and all the books in the background and have Game of Thrones posters up in here and have it all decorated and nice. So I think it was I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to feel comfortable in this space working, and I've been working in the other room, but I feel so much more creative in this room and so much more comfortable and relaxed. There's a beautiful window where a lot of sun comes in here and also there. So that's, especially when you're working inside all of the time, you want to be able to get vitamin D and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm editing for 6-7 hours in a row trying to get a video out, and I want to make sure that I'm comfortable and relaxed and not getting overtired in the other room where interesting things are not happening, So yeah, but we're going to get back to the chat. That's kind of a little preview, I guess, of the office. It's not done yet, but I do plan on doing a wall of hype over here. And, you guys are sending me stuff, so I want to frame some stuff and do all that kind of stuff. All right, Heart Lady, nice to see you. All right. Said an Amazon. Amy says, dude, set up on Amazon wish list so people can send you presents. People have already been sending me presents. Like, that's the crazy thing. But I guess I could. I mean, if you guys are down for that, I don't want to beg or ask or anything like that. But if like people want to send stuff, like I said, people have contacted me privately already and be like, yeah, can I send you a Funko Pop? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I haven't started collecting them yet, but if you want to do something nice, like I'm not going to not let people, hype and love. Like love is part of my motto, so I'm not going to let people not love, So yeah, if you do want to, send something for the office or something for the desk or, or help out, like I said, I have a GoFundMe for Con of Thrones right now. Some people have been making donations for that. Flights and hotels are like super expensive. So I got links to how to support the channel. If you want to become a member, a patron of the channel, there's bonus content. Put the links in the description of this video. And people, if you want to help out, you can do that through Patreon or message me on Twitter. I have my link to my Twitter in the description of this video and in the GoFundMe. All the links are in the description of this video anyways. You got the same hat on, Hannibal? Nice, nice, nice. Some people say they want vows through the wall of hype. I don't know if you guys think of something funny. I mean, I could think of vows if you guys want to like do all of that. But we'll see. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. Edward Martin, how about trees of the undying, the black and blue leaves? So the ironwood trees, yes. Gray area had an interesting theory about a doorway from Karth to the wall. Yeah, somebody actually mentioned that the other day. I believe it was actually Claire Gray. It was about Shade of the Evening, because obviously, weirwood paste and Shade of the Evening are very similar. They have a similar type of effect. They're hallucinogenic in nature. They basically make people either see the future or the past or experience some part of life that they may experience later or have experienced before. So I think it's really interesting. We obviously know that Euron, especially in the books in the Forsaken chapter, he's feeding Euron Greyjoy. Like he's forcing it down his throat. He's forcing him to drink Shade of the Evening. And we know, obviously, the warlocks from Karth also drink Shade of the Evening, and their lips are blue, and we know they're pretty shady and want to steal Daenerys' dragons and have their own kind of thing going on. So I'm not quite sure if it's going to be impactful in the show, but in the books, it absolutely could be something. Obviously, we see prophetic visions and foreshadowing happen when someone ingests and takes this hallucinogenic substance. So yeah, definitely crazy stuff going on when people take the Shade of the Evening. I would like to see more about the trees, though. I don't know if we'll ever see like the opposite of the weird trees in the show. Maybe we might get a glimpse of like a Shire or something like that, or an area where we see ironwood trees. I don't know if we'll see it in the show, though. I would love to, but in the books, I'm sure it will be described. Oh, we got a donation. Kristen Winterfell, $10 US. Thank you so much, which is like $1 million Canadian. Thank you. Add to your Con of Thrones fund. Thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate that. Very awesome of you. And we will add that to the Con of Thrones fund. And that's the thing I can do too. Like I can have like maybe have like a second whiteboard and like have like, number of patrons we have, like all the patrons and number of patrons we have, and like, or like this far away from our goals, or like can have like what's next coming up on the channel and stuff like that. Just like visually something stimulating for you guys to look at in the office, Donation station. It's the blue weirwood paste. Yeah. Bubba Husky. Angelina, hi, nice to see you. I totally have a go at Shade of the Evening given the chance. Yeah, I would drink it. I mean, I'm not going to talk about my experiences when I was younger, but let's just say I had some fun experimenting. So yeah. I would also like to give a quick shout out to the new patrons of the channel for March. I think we got like 7 already. You guys are nuts. We have Robbie Meeson, Christine Lucci. I hope I said that properly, or Luce, Hillhouse, Richard Hoff, Peach, Ty Cat, and we have Topaz, Muse, and Genu in the chat. Thank you so much for becoming patrons of the channel. Let's get to some more questions, though. You guys are on fire today. Guys are on fire. Yeah, that's awesome. Shout outs in the chat, hype and love to Muse and Crips. It's their birthdays this weekend, so we can show them a little love in the chat. That's always awesome. Okay, let me ask a question. How many people in the chat would take weirwood paste or would drink Shade of the Evening? Because in comparison, they're like magic mushrooms or acid. Like that's pretty strong stuff. I'm not saying that I've done that stuff, but I'm just saying if you were to take that stuff, you would have a very, very strong, it would have a very strong effect on your consciousness, your mind, and the human body. So you do both? Some people are doing both together? Wow, you guys are crazy. So Miguel says Shade. Spirit Journey? Wow. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Some of you say maybe. I don't know. It really depends. Like, obviously, the Westeros and a Game of Thrones have a very different setting than we do now. We're a little bit more technologically advanced, so we've come to understand substances and whatnot more. I don't know. I don't know if I could say for sure that I would take shade of the evening. Probably. I probably would. I don't know about weirwood paste though. That's weird. Red pill or blue pill? Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? It's kind of got that, are you taking the red pill or the blue pill? And that's, Jojen paste. Yeah, nobody wants to eat Jojen paste. Both one after another. One in Rome. That's hilarious. We'll definitely get to some questions though. I missed Kimmy Jane has one. I'm just scrolling up here. You have spoke of the death of magic, meaning no dragons, would also mean no direwolves. They are magical to me, but they existed after the last dragons, right? Yeah, I don't know if the direwolves, I don't see them as, I mean, obviously they're the symbol of House Stark, but I don't think they're as magical as dragons, you know what I mean? Obviously the Starks have skin-changing abilities, especially in the books. So maybe the Starks are more magic because of their blood, and it's not really the, I mean, you know what I mean? Because they're skin changing into the wolves. Wolves can't skin change into humans, which would be really odd if that could happen, you know? Jojen Pace is not vegan, Claire. yeah, that's true. Scared of a little blood? One in Rome. Y'all are crazy. That's awesome. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with today. I was going to release it yesterday, but I took a little bit more time. Released a video today talking about Melisandre and what she's seeing in the flames and interpreting in her visions. That was really fun. Obviously, we know, she sees 1,000 knives in one, and she sees Bran's face, and it's he's got also the face of a wolf and he's howling, and then she sees Jon is a man, a wolf, and then a man again, which is foreshadowing probably for Jon working into Ghost and then probably being revived, and perhaps that means Ghost would have to get sacrificed, which I'm not really liking. But we've seen direwolves be killed off in the show at a record pace.
That's what dragons, that is deep symbolism.
I turned it off by accident. Be killed at a record pace in the show. Hashtag free Ghost, though. I'm hoping that he makes it to the end. Maybe him and Nymeria do make it to the end or something. Robbie Meeson, Q&A. Who will see Mel in her true form this season? I think we all will, actually. I mean, it's possible that she even comes back not as young Mel. And we might see her for a brief period as young Mel. But we do know that she kind of got banished, right? But she went to Dragonstone, obviously, and interacted with Daenerys and told her that she had a role to play and that Jon also had a role to play. And we know that Jon and Daenerys's journeys are very, very similar. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kimmy. That's my thought on it. But I think that all dragons are going to be gone. I think that possibly all the direwolves will be gone. I think the only really part of magic that will be left is Bran, and we don't even know if he will be alive or not. It'll be ambiguous. I think, perhaps, the final scene of the series or the books will end with, Bran and a Raven are in the Weirwood Tree, and he's kind of viewing everything, Winterfell being rebuilt, for example, or something like that, or, another part of Westeros where people are resettling into after the War for Dawn is over. Because I'm assuming, I think the White Walkers will be destroyed. Perhaps, living on through Little Sam monster. That might be the only way, they can come back or something. Or perhaps I'm wrong. Maybe there is really a pact in the end. But, I always talk about the wheel being broken. And I do think in order for that to happen, I do think that things got to change. And, it does make sense for maybe Bran to become the next Night King, or Jon to become the next Night King, or Cersei to become the Night King. I still think that all has to end by the end. I think that we need a definitive conclusion. We won't get a definitive conclusion for everything, but I do think we are going to get a conclusion for that. It's been continuing on for a long time. I wonder how resurrection affects Jon's fertility. Well, I mean, Dany is for sure pregnant in the show, so people are saying Jon's a fire white. He's a fire white and an ice white. I think Jon's completely different. I don't know. He's like a living god, basically. Hey, Carol, nice to see you. Nice to see you. What's up, Buttercup, she says. John was never truly dead. Yeah, part of me believes that too. Mel had an appetite for sexual activity. Do you think she just tries to manipulate men to do her bidding? I mean, I don't know. I had to watch few of her scenes over again, and I'm like, that music is just evil. You know, and just the feeling, the uneasy feeling you get when she does something. For example, I mean, I rewatched the Shireen burning scene again. My God, that is just anybody that supports Stannis Baratheon, man. After that, I don't know what else to say. But I rewatched that scene. I don't know if it's probably not gonna happen like that in the books, but still, you know, do I trust Tyrion Lannister? Maybe. By the way, everyone that's here, we're gonna do something real quick for fun. The channel is now sponsored by Shire Post Mint. That's right. They are officially licensed by George R. R. Martin. And we are doing a giveaway for the month of March. And we're giving away the Iron Coin of the Faceless Men and perhaps something else. For sure, we're giving away this coin. But if you go in the description of this video, which we will find here, you will see that you can enter a giveaway. So make sure if you do want to win the Iron Coin of the Faceless Men, which is amazing. I love these coins. Just enter in the description of this video right here. There's 10 different ways to enter. So yeah, I thought it would be cool to start doing more for you guys, doing some giveaways and stuff like that. Now that the channel is doing a little bit better, I'm able to give back a little bit more to all of you. And I think, if you do want to get something cool, check out the description of this video. There's 10 different ways to enter. So yeah, for the month of March, we were giving away some Faceless Men coins. All right. Who else do we have in the chat? I tried to get my friend to watch Game of Thrones in the first episode. She tried that was her first episode. That's terrible. Bubba Husky says, if Barrick's blood lights his sword on a flame, that is good as that Daenerys is quasi fireproof, being as she's swapping fluids with the fire weight. That's why I also think it's instrumental for, I mean, if the Azor Ahai prophecy is true, we kind of have to assume that Daenerys and Jon are both Azor Ahai at this point. I mean, their journeys are super similar. But, you know, if Jon has to kill Daenerys, will her blood, if she's pure Targaryen, will it affect the sword in any way? That's something, that's something that is really, really awesome. Yes, Claire. Patrons are entered for the coin, and there's also like a ton of different ways, right? I mean, obviously, some of you already subscribed to the channel, so you can't subscribe again, but I put a bunch of different ways that you can re-enter. But patrons are entered, and subscribers of the channel are entered. So, but there's like 5 or 6 new ways if you're already a patron or already subscribed to the channel as well. So, yeah. All right. Oh, we got another donation. Craig, what's up, man? I think they'll squeeze any new characters this season, like real ones from the book. Well, we are going to be getting the leader of the Golden Company. We know that for sure. So that's going to be awesome. I can't remember the actor that's going to be playing him, but that's going to be happening. Howland Reed, I don't know if that's going to be a thing. He's not really a new character, but we haven't seen a whole lot of him. So. But you know, Jon and Daenerys' child will be new. I don't know if we're going to get a flash forward. If that's to answer your question, you know, perhaps that can be qualified as new character. Baby Sam maybe growing up a little bit. Maybe we do get that dream of spring, the little glimpse into the future. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I'm like 50-50 on it if it's going to happen. So yeah. Carol says, who's all going to Con of Thrones? Raise your hand. I'm definitely going. YouTube just crapped out a new story, Stutley. Hopefully we will see you after. Thanks for joining. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I have to book my flight soon. The longer I wait, the more expensive it becomes. I think it's like $1,000. Ugh. That's why I have to go fly me. I need help. It's really. I'm gonna try to make it work. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's definitely expensive to go to these kinds of events, but it's 1000% worth it. Going last year was just absolutely amazing. It was just so much fun. Anybody that is going, by the way, we are gonna do a meetup. You know, Gemma's gonna be there with me. Hopefully, George is coming. You know, he's got some stuff to figure out. So hopefully he's coming, and obviously there's going to be other content creators there. James from Dust on the Throne, Smokescreen, Chris will be there. I know Phil the Issues guy will be there. Next from Game of Theories will be there. I think I haven't spoken to him in a bit, but I think he will be there. Definitely a few others too. So, and a bunch of patrons of the channel are going, and it's going to be sweet. I've been checking out they did like $54 million in renovations for the Hyatt where we're staying. And there's like new, like really wicked bars and restaurants for everyone to hang out, and really, really nice conference rooms where the panels will be going on. Actually, funny enough, I applied, me and Gemma, for 5 panels for Con of Thrones. We applied for Jon Snow's Hero's Journey, which we talked about on Friday, but we can talk about it more in depth and in front of a crowd, which would be fun. We applied for Jaime Lannister as Azor Ahai, another one of our podcast topics. We want to talk about that. We also applied for best duos, like bromances and all that kind of stuff, like a fun panel. And then I believe I also applied for was it something to do with the Children of the Forest or something like that? I can't remember the other one, but I applied us for 5 panels. I'm not sure if we're going to get all of them, but I know we'll definitely get a couple. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Be able to do some panels this year, and hopefully get some awesome content. And like I said, Tripodric. One second, let me scoot this over. Tripodric will be joining me at Con of Thrones, so I will be for any of you that aren't able to go to Con of Thrones, I will be getting footage of live panels. I will be getting I'm going to try to interview fans. I want to interview like 100 people, like just get a giant mashup video, see how many people make the same prediction for the end of Game of Thrones season 8. So that I want to do. Of course, get some live podcasts of me and Gemma, and just footage of Dallas and stuff like that. So that's going to be something that I'll try to be doing while I'm down there. Later, Garden Girl. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate that. The hotel they picked is high because it's the holiday weekend. Yeah, it doesn't like if does it fall on a Friday? I can't remember. The 25th, 26th, and 27th. So it's the 25th falls on the Friday, right? So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, there's going to be so much content at Con of Thrones. Like there was like what 150 or 130 different panels last year in 3 days or something like that. Pretty crazy. I didn't get to check out too many myself, but it was awesome. I'm gonna try to get as much content as I can for you guys while I'm down there. Me and Gemma are down there for 5 days, and then I'm going to be going to Blaze Mangas for 3 days after that. And we're going to design a new t-shirt live, I think. We've been talking about that. We're not for sure on it, but that's something, some new art for the channel, stuff like that. We'll be doing that. So 8 days of recording. I'm going to try to record as much as I can. And like I said, we'll get some of the nights out and stuff like that. I definitely won't be bringing Tripodric to the bar with me because I'll be drinking some sour goat's milk. Well, none of that grape water you southern twats drink. But I'll bring out my camera phone or my phone, and I'll record some with my camera, maybe like a selfie stick or something like that. So all of you can kind of hang out and like feel like you're like partying with us and stuff like that. Yeah, same day Solo comes out. We're actually going to go see it. The night before. And also for patrons, I know some of you know, we did make a special announcement about we're going to be meeting with someone very special at Con of Thrones that was on the show in Game of Thrones. So I don't want to talk too much and spoil that too much. But we're going to be doing something really cool. At Con of Thrones. Like I said, it's going to be so much fun. And the cool thing is like everybody that you meet is like whether you agree with their opinions or not, like everybody is there to have fun, right? And that's the cool thing is there's like literally 5,000 to 10,000 people that are there to enjoy themselves for a full weekend, to relax and like drink and have good food, chat Game of Thrones. Like, it's literally Game of Thrones heaven, everyone. Like, I can't even begin to explain how much I think about it every day. Let's just put it that way. Ever since I was there last year, I think about it every day. Oh, we have 2 new patrons. We have Kimmy Jane, who just pledged $5. Thank you so much, Kimmy. And Hannah. Hype and love in the chat, everyone. Are we already at 10 patrons in 4 days in March? Insane. You guys are like, this is blowing my minds lately. Awesome. Oh yeah, Carol. The cosplay is amazing. They have a costume. They do like a judged costume, who has the best costume and all of that. Last year, someone dressed up as one. It was huge. And then there was the Night King. There's the Night King, and someone was dressed up as Leaf from Children of the Forest. That was amazing. There was people that were dressed up as Septas. There was this Zach. Zach was dressed up as he cosplays Jon Snow at all these different conventions. He looked exactly like Jon Snow. He's going to be going back. I actually just talked to him the other day.
And a huge clue for
there's literally like people like dressed up as Alana Terrell. There was someone that was dressed up as the Hound. It was so crazy, so crazy. There was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people dressed up. And then some people like aren't even like dressed Game of Thrones really, but they're just dressing up as like a dragon. Like someone was dressed up as Drogon. This girl was like had wings and she was like trying to be a dragon, which was pretty cool. So Aziz dressed as a Septa, didn't he not? And so did a few others that are I couldn't remember who else dressed as a Septa. But there's a bunch. And then someone dresses the Mountain too. I couldn't remember, but someone had a bell. Shame. Someone was I can't remember her name in the show. That she's awful. She ended up getting killed by Cersei. My God, my brain is just. I'm thinking of all the crazy moments that happened at Con of Thrones. One of the cool things that happened at Con of Thrones too was the Ballon Blanc. I believe that was the Saturday night. That was the night before the last day. And basically what it was is they had like this open bar and everybody could go get drinks and literally everyone was hanging out, whether you were cosplaying or whatever. And there's just like, you can go outside and have a smoke with someone and chat or whatever. But there's so many people there. There was Steve Day, who played the guy who got the finger in the bum when Sandor chops everyone. That's the guy that got his head chopped off by Sandor Clegane with the axe. He's a Canadian comedian. We were hanging out with him. Hilarious guy. He was hanging out there. We ended up interviewing Kate Dickey, who played Lysa Tully, the person who was managing all of her stuff on the weekend. She came and hung out with us. We had glasses of wine with them. I hung out with Shire Post Mint, the people who make the Valor Morghulis coins. You know, there's Aziz was there. Sir Hunts was there. Somebody who was dressed up as George Martin. That was insane. That was really funny. His name was Kyle too. He was a bigger guy. Really sweet guy. He comes up behind me. He's like, "Hey, Kyle," and then I'm like, "Hey," but he's like dressed up as George. He had the overalls and like the plaid shirt and like the beard and everything. It was really funny, really funny. Oh, Desert Dragon, thank you so much. Desert Dragon donated $20 US. Thank you so much. Hi, Kyle. Thanks for hanging with us yesterday on James's stream. May I recommend the Side Effect podcast with James Chris to your awesome viewers? The podcast took a big hit when YouTube took it down. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all down. You guys know I'm down for supporting other content creators. James and Chris from obviously they do. I think they're streaming later tonight. They stream every Sunday night, but James was streaming last night. Dust on the Throne. For those of you who haven't checked him out, he's Chris's co-host on Smokescreen, and they've been doing live streams for a very long time together. Super nice guys. Got to meet them at Con of Thrones, and if you guys can go check them out, I believe they're streaming tonight. I don't remember what time exactly it is. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I think that it's possible that they're streaming tonight. I haven't checked personally. But Desert Dragon, thank you so much for the donation. Really, really appreciate that. It's not often that I get to check out streams or hang out because I'm working and doing all these things and trying to learn new programs to better myself and whatnot. But I got to hang out last night, which was cool, and just ask questions and hang out with everybody in the chat like you guys are doing with me right now. It's not often that I get to chill like that. So, yeah, it was really fun. Also, Carol Brown, who's in the chat right now, was asking on Twitter the other day, are you going to be doing a live stream at Con of Thrones? And the answer is yes. Me and Gemma are going to be doing a live stream from our hotel room. Okay, it's going to be awesome. We're going to try to get some special guests, but for sure, 100%, me and Gemma will be doing a live stream from Con of Thrones in our hotel room. It's crazy, too. We get a 7,000 square foot balcony that's shared with like 3 or 4 other rooms, and it's just amazing. So hopefully we can give you like a little hotel room tour. I wanted to make sure that me and Gemma had a nice comfy space because we're going to be there for 5 days. We're going to be creating content and stuff like that. It's huge. It's like the size of my main floor of my house, like an apartment. It's pretty sweet. It's even got like a kitchen and a nice fridge and stuff. And you know, you guys know I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to have them fruits and veggies in the morning and stuff like that. So, you know, a little espresso maker is sweet. We're really excited, like I said, and it's going to be really fun. There's going to be so much cool stuff that you guys will get to experience with us, whether you're there or not. So, yeah. And, yeah, no, I got to see, here's the thing, too, like last year before I went and had like 5,000 subscribers, right? And now we're like pretty close to 20. I think we can maybe hit 20 by the end of maybe this month if we have a really good month. But I got to interview Chris and James last year. And like the thing is I didn't really know how to use my camera properly. I got it like literally a week before. And all of these different things. And, you know, I was just so overwhelmed. And it was my first ever con. I had never been to a convention of any kind before this one. So this time I feel more prepared. I've been doing a lot of organizing. I know what to expect to a certain extent. I know that you can't plan everything out. But now that I know how to use a camera, now that I know how to do some of the filming and do audio and all this sort of stuff and recording and all of that, I feel like I can better kind of execute everything this time around and not and deliver way better content, obviously, you know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, we have James up in here. What's going on, man? Dust on the Throne, everyone, is in the chat. That's who we were talking about earlier. Smokescreen's co-host and a great content creator himself. He likes to do live streams and whatnot. So yeah. But Con of Thrones is going to be insane. Me and James were just talking last night. Well, we didn't get the chance to talk after, but we were talking in the chat last night. I'm like, hey, man, we literally got to sit down and have a beer, like a chill sesh, get the camera going and do some like season 8 predictions or something like that. Like a roundtable discussion, you know what I mean? And like there's snacks and stuff like that. And you guys can feel like you're hanging out and relaxing with us or whatever. How cool would that be? I don't know. Would everybody be interested in that? Like if we're just hanging around, like Gemma, me, James, Smokescreen, and a bunch of us are just hanging out. We're having glasses of wine and some food, and like we're making predictions, like a laid back video, you know, because usually videos we have to edit them, and it takes a lot of effort to upload videos and make sure you're cutting and editing everything properly. But something kind of like a fun prediction hangout. Would everybody be like if we did that kind of thing? We do. I mean, the hotel is super nice too. I mean, we're going to be there for 5 days. Why not? Why don't we do that? Okay, so it's a resounding yes for everyone, right? Cool. Yeah. See, like you know the thing about last time too about Con of Thrones is like, obviously George came up, but like, it went by so fast in 3 days. And when you're experiencing something for the first time like that, and you're trying to plan everything out, it doesn't go all exactly as planned, right? There was so much stuff that I didn't get to do that I wanted to do, and this time, like I'm not saying that I can plan everything, but I'm better preparing myself to know that I can experience some of these things better this time. Because I've experienced the con last year, right? And who knows, this could be the last Con of Thrones. I mean, season 8 is is the last actual season of a Game of Thrones. Who knows if Watchers on the Wall and Mischief Management are going to put them on for the prequels. I hope they continue to do the Con of Thrones. I will attend every single one until the day I die if they do one. But yeah, it's really this unique experience because you want to experience everything, but there's only such a limited amount of time to do it. And it goes by really fast because you're like chatting with people that you haven't met before, right? And like you're trying to get footage and stuff like that. And there's a limited time to go to, I mean, it was huge, like to get to one location to the other. I mean, like so one panel could be at the other end of the building that might take you 10 minutes to get there. Or, you know, another panel can be in a completely different building or another part of that building. So trying to be present everywhere is impossible, obviously. But yeah, it's going to be sweet. I know Carol's going. A bunch of you have contacted me privately. And like I said, me and Jim are going to try to, I don't know if having a party in the hotel room is a good thing, like more of a chilled out thing we can do. I'm just nervous that, you know, wine will get spilled and we'll have to pay out the yin yang if we screw something up. But, you know, we might do a get together, like, because we are staying on site this year. Like, you know, downstairs at the bar, like there's like 3 or 4 different bars or something like that. You know, hey, everybody meet up here. I'll post it on Twitter, and then everybody that's at the con that wants to come hang out, we can like get a table and like get some appetizers or something like that, or just get a couple beers or a glass of wine, stuff like that, and just hang out, right? Because how often do I get to meet these kinds of people here? I mean, I live up in the lands of always winter, right? I live in Northern Ontario. That might change sooner than later. Maybe, you know, maybe the channel does so well, I'm able to move from, like, you know, be closer to all of these events and stuff like that. But Canada is my home for right now, and I don't plan on moving, at least for the foreseeable next 6 or 7 months. But who knows? Things change. Maybe I get a crazy opportunity to do something crazy, like go over to Europe and, you know, film in Iceland or something like that. You know, if the patrons of the channel continue to grow, like if you guys continue to support me and make donations like Crips just did again in the super chat, thanks Crips, I might be able to plan out some crazy footage going over there or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. That would be kind of sweet. So we'll see what happens. I mean, there's so much that's going on. Yeah, I am a wildling. I live beyond the wall. Hit up a local spot. The cool thing is too, is that we're like really close to downtown. So the hotel, the Hyatt is like literally overlooking downtown. You know what? You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share where we're staying. Hey, one sec. Let me find some pics on Google. Hyatt Regency Dallas. One second, everyone. Here, let's screen share some of this. All right, so I believe this is the main bar. Like, this is one of the bars. This is super nice. I'm just rendering. That's the main bar downstairs, I'm pretty sure. And there's kind of another view of it there. But there's a bunch of them. And then this is, like, look at, like, that's so crazy beautiful. We're right in the middle of downtown. Oh, it's going to be really nice. I'm super excited. This is not our room, but that's kind of how the rooms look. Our room's a little bit bigger than that. There's, you know, all sorts of different lounges and stuff like that. Pretty crazy nice. Like, I don't know. I'm really excited. I don't get to do things like this very often, right? So it's good. Yeah, the beer, the drinks and stuff are probably going to be expensive, right? I don't know if I want to do a Latin dance itinerary, though. Has Gemma been to Texas before? No. Gemma's coming all the way from UK too, right? So I made sure that we had a really nice hotel room. You know, me and Gemma are going to split. We're gonna have another guest too that is going to stay with us. It's going to be 3 of us. It's going to be me, Gemma, and our friend Erin. Some of you may know Erin from the chat. She's bless her. She's been dealing with some really crappy stuff lately. So we'll send Erin, if you're watching this or if you do watch this after, we're sending all of our love to you. We're really excited to see you and hope that you're feeling better. But yeah, it's going to be a culture shock too. For me, even, like, I went to Nashville last year and, like, it was so hot for me. I was like, whoa, this is super, super hot for me. But it was sweet. I loved all the live music and all of the different bars. That was really cool. Like, almost in every single bar, there's a live band or even more than one live band. We went to this one bar where there's 3 different levels and there was a different style of band on, like, there was a rock band, there was like a hip hoppy rock band, and then there was a country band. Pretty crazy. some of the other spots that we went to check out in Nashville were there was this one burlesque bar that was really sweet, super super talented, and they made amazing drinks and food there, like small appetizers. You guys know I'm a foodie; I love to cook. So, but they made like really nice gin and tonic, like gin cocktails and martinis and all sorts of like old fashions, but like done the right way. And all the bartenders were dressed up in like old school attire too. It was like very, very proper. Like you had a dress code when you went in there, and like I was dressed up in like a nice shirt and nice shoes and stuff like that. When you walk in there, it's just super classy, right? I don't know what Dallas is really like. I mean, some of you have talked to me. They were like, yeah, you got to go to this place or this place. I haven't really had any time to absorb that or write anything down. I mean, some of you have been like, yeah, you got to go here. Like they have amazing burgers or steaks or whatever, I haven't really checked out any of that scene, but I'm sure I'm going to do some research before we go down there to be like, hey, this is considered like the best, this restaurant or whatever. Yeah, you're good to go, James, man. You already got that Southern accent, man. I got that Northern Canadian accent. People just know I'm Canadian. I dropped the A or the boot, You'll always laugh at me. But thanks again to everyone that supported on Patreon. Really, really appreciate that. Like I said, we got 9 new patrons this month already. So really, really thankful for that. And obviously thankful thank you for everyone that's donated in the super chats. Do we want to continue to talk about Con of Thrones, like stories that I got to experience in Nashville or Dragon Con even? Or do we want to like do Q&A? Or do we want to continue to do this fun chat? Because like I'm having a blast talking about this stuff. But if you guys want me to answer questions, I'm really down for whatever, I'm just really Moose. When I said moose, yeah. About a boot. Je parle français aussi, franco-ontarienne. I don't, I'm just gonna blush. I'm gonna get like super nervous when I talk French, and yeah. I'm a Philly guy by blood. Yeah, I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. Represent, Sean. We won the Super Bowl this year. Hell yeah. Philly by blood. I don't know. I mean, brotherly love, is that a thing? I mean, is that what you think? Is that why you think I'm from Philly and that's why I like the Eagles? I don't know. I just like the Eagles because they had my favorite players ever when I was growing up. But I don't know. Some people say I have like Philly brotherly love vibe, that kind of thing. Crip says it only takes me about 5 minutes to pick up the Southern accent, then a good 2 weeks to lose it again. Yeah. Yeah, don't wear Eagles stuff in Dallas. Should I wear Eagles stuff in Dallas? I don't know. Let's not rub salt in open wounds, Kyle. Come on. Carson Wentz is a North Dakota boy, Kyle. We got another Kyle in the chat. Let's shout out to Kyle. Thanks, Kyle. Nice to see you. But do we want to continue talking about like Con of Thrones and stuff like that? Because Chad was vibing with that. That was super fun. We can just continue to talk about whatever. We're not really even talking about Game of Thrones. We're kind of just hanging out in the new office, right? Pats Nation forever. Nah, come on. The last hero. Hey, Kyle, Esteban from the Amino Forum throwback. I'm actually from Philly, and we proudly accept you into our clan. Wow, that's saying a lot because Philly people are super particular, right? Like I have some friends that live in Philly, and they're very particular people. Good people, but like particular about the way they do things, right? Does Dallas have an NFL team? Oh, sick burn. James, are you being serious? Are you trying to burn the Dallas Cowboys? Because if so, that was sweet. Because I know Chris is a huge Carolina Panthers fan. That was a sick burn. Wow. Is there any Dallas Cowboys fans in the chat? They're probably unsubbing right now, right? We'll do another little tour of the office, though. Once again, everyone, we got, like I said, we got Tripodric in the corner. I'm gonna get another tripod for that, like a bigger one that stands up. We got our new iMac, and then obviously we got some stuff in the back there. But this is going to be the wall of hype, everyone. I'm thinking that I want to put a giant whiteboard up there. Actually, can you guys see all the stamps and stuff that Catherine sent us? Yeah, let's check that out. See, those are all the postcards that Catherine sent us. and the new stamps. That's pretty sweet. She was very, very generous to send us that. But I'm thinking what I want to do actually is I want to make that wall. I want to put a whiteboard up. The whiteboard, WIGHT, the whiteboard as in the whites, the White Walkers. But what I want to do is I want to honor all you guys that sign up for Patreon and donate in the super chat, and then you guys can kind of just always be up there. And when new donations come in, we can kind of like do that and have fun with that. Sorry if I made everyone dizzy, by the way. I'm not really good with like moving the webcam around or whatever. Oh, we lost like 20 viewers. That's fine. Everybody that's still here hanging out in the chat are the hardcore awesome peeps. But do we want to take some more questions, everyone? I can answer some more questions. We can kind of get like a season 8 chat or something. Now, let's talk about who you think will be the final ruler of the series. I think George is going to have Theon on the throne. Whoa, Theon. That's way out of left field. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think I don't know if there's necessarily going to be a throne in the end, but I do think that if there's going to be someone, you guys know, I think that Jon is probably going to end up ruling from the north if Daenerys doesn't survive. I know a lot of you have been getting angry at me for that because I've been saying that I think Daenerys is going to die. I think she's toast, but I think it's actually going to be something like a King Arthur or Knights of the Round Table type of deal. Someone will have the actual title of king, but it will be a conglomerate of people that actually make the decisions together. More of a meritocracy. It'll be like Tyrion, Samwell, Theon will probably survive. I don't know if he'll make any great decisions though. Jon Snow, people like Davos, those kinds of people make it to the end. I think there's going to be like 7 people, maybe like to represent the 7 gods of the 7 and the faith of the 7, something like that, or 5 or 6 people make this council up in the end. I don't think there's necessarily just going to be one person ruling it by the end, but who knows? I mean, Jon could just be like, I don't even want it, and set like Tyrion and Sansa up or something like that. Like, hey, we need to be more thoughtful and conscious about how we do things since all of this happened and all of these people died, Top picks for the Maester of House Targaryen. Will they still even exist? Yeah, I don't know if they'll still even exist. Actually, guys, I'm going to read something really funny that Amy just sent me on Patreon. She said, here's my silly version of the Night's Watch vows for the Wall of Hype. So everybody will have to say these vows, she says. Written under the influence of Southern grape water. Hype gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until George R. R. Martin's death. I shall spread the hype, share no spoilers, and father no tinfoil. I shall wear the t-shirts and win more patrons. I shall love and hype at my post. I am the face in my hype HQ, the watcher on the wall of hype. I am the fire that burns against the off-season, the hype that brings season 8, the hype that wakes the sleepers, the shield that guards from tinfoil theories. I pledge my hype and love from the office of hype for this live stream and all my videos to come. Sweet, Amy. That was pretty funny. So I don't know if all of you caught that, but Amy says that's my pledge for the wall of hype. That was pretty good, actually. And so your watch begins, Amy, and so my watch begins. It's funny because I was actually talking to this about someone there, and someone messaged me. They're like, Kyle, they're like, thank you so much for your videos. I'm like, what do you mean, thank you? I mean, like, I really appreciate it, but I love it just as much as you, like, I'm just like you. I'm just a fan too. But I need to express myself in a way where I get it out, because if I keep it in, it's like I'll never sleep. So I need to get that energy out. But I feel a responsibility not only to express my opinions and share what I think is going to happen and share, I love to learn. So helping all of you learn, hopefully more, hopefully I help you guys learn because I talk about like Norse mythology and stuff like that. But I feel a responsibility to be positive and get everybody excited, because I every day I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty excited about life in general. So that's my responsibility. That's why I'm Azora Hype. I feel that responsibility to get all of you guys hype and excited. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like I do an okay job. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my pledge to you guys. As long as I can keep on doing this, and hopefully we'll continue to grow. We've grown like crazy. Like at the start of January, we had 42 patrons. Now we have, how many do we have now? I have to check. It's been insane. Like, you guys are just nuts. Like, if that continues, like, I'm very, very close to being able to go full time. Obviously, you know, I've converted this office, but we're at 109 patrons. Just think about it. January, we are at 42. So, you know, I was at 0 subscribers at one point. Now we're almost at 20,000, which is awesome. We're getting close to 19,000. That's pretty sweet. You know, obviously the news that I don't need back surgery definitely helps me get more energetic and be able to be excited for you guys and want to do more. But yeah, I don't always have a perfect day though. Like, you know, I have my bad days too. I'm not always happy. I mean, I have my own struggles and stuff too. I mean, you know, I try to, for the most part, like, a lot of people ask me, they're like, Kyle, you don't have enough negative opinions. I'm like, it's not that I don't have negative opinions, because I definitely do. I just choose to focus on celebrating and talking about the things that I find exciting, more so than, you know, whinging for 20 minutes about Dorne or something. You know, I mean, who wants to there's nobody in the chat that would literally listen to sit to me talk for 20 minutes, whinging about Dorne and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to everyone, but that's my explanation anyways. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy, but the best kinds of crazy. And see, you're having this influence on me, all of you Southern peeps. I just said y'all 3 times. So I've been picking it up after having multiple conversations with all of you. Did anyone see Macy Williams on Jimmy Kimmel on Friday? No, I didn't. Did she say anything interesting? What season should you rewatch tonight, man? I don't know. I mean, start from the beginning. Season 1. I got to do a rewatch. I got to reread the books again 100% before Con of Thrones. I got to sharpen my mind. Like I said, as you guys know, I've been doing more book stuff lately. I've been wanting to reference the book more, because I know some of you are like, you know, the same old videos are coming out for season 8 all the time. Like, talk about the books too. We don't have a lot of as much information for the last 2 books as we have for the final season. That's kind of been my focus, is trying to, you know, do more book content and whatnot. The 4th season again. Actually, one show that I did rewatch the season of was The Punisher. That's the one I'm rewatching. And I'm actually, you know what I'm probably going to do tonight? I'm probably going to rewatch Jessica Jones. Season 2 of Jessica Jones comes out. I think it's on, is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Or Thursday night. Season 2 of Jessica Jones comes out, and I'm a huge fan of Marvel. I grew up on Marvel comics and all of that, so that's something that I'm probably, you know, maybe I'll watch a couple episodes of Jessica Jones tonight. I still have to eat some of my stew. I made chicken stew. I just juicy plump chicken breast. I roasted leeks, garlic, onions, and carrots in the oven. They got all caramelized, and then I put them in the soup, and it's like, oh, really, really good. So I'm gonna eat some of that soon. I got some naan bread. I'm trying to stay down on the carbs, which is almost impossible for me, but yeah, I'm really excited. I'm super. The house smells. I mean, you know when it smells like super spaghetti and the whole house smells? Yeah. I haven't watched Ozark yet, Rob. Yeah, I heard that was really good, though. I heard it's similar to Breaking Bad. Did anybody else watch Ozark? Also, everybody, if we could show some love to Wonder Dog in the chat. She shows up as 26 Art Girl. She's super, super nice, and she's been, you know, she says she's actually sending me something from my office. So thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. If we can show some love to her in the chat, I would really, really appreciate that. I'm going to get to your question in just a second, James. I'm just trying to scroll up here. I missed something. Ozark is good? Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out, Crips. I heard it was like Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad is my favorite show other than Game of Thrones of all time. James has a question. Dust on the Throne. He says, Q&A, does your gut tell you that we will see Jon die for a second time? It's really interesting. I talk about this sometimes, James. Things happen in threes. They happen once, they happen, and then they happen again. Song of Ice and Fire is a story of birth, life, and life, death, and rebirth. Well, you can say birth, life, death, and rebirth. But the snake that eats its own tail, I talk about that a lot, that concept. And if you look at the three heads of the dragon, actually the Targaryen sigil, you'll see the three heads, and you'll see them trying to compete with each other to try to eat its own tail. So, obviously we hear the Azor Ahai prophecy talk about, heart of a lion in water, and then in his wife Nisa. We obviously hear other things, the other prophecies in three betrayals. Miri Master prophecy talks about that. So it's possible that Jon dies a second time and then he's reborn. I guess his like third life essentially is possible that he dies. But a lot of things are not literal, especially in the books. So we take them that way because we're absorbing that information, but in our minds, we're trying to quantify that, right? So I think that it could be, metaphorically speaking, he just doesn't have to die, but he dies because he loses his love for a second time, and then he's reborn. That's also a thing. We could kind of interpret things that way symbolically. So I'm not sure if he dies a second time, but if he does, Beric is around in the show, and a lot of people think that Lady Stoneheart, Catelyn Stark, is going to revive Jon in the books. I don't know if he dies a second time in the books too, but we certainly heard Jon say that he didn't want to be brought back if it happened again. If he's brought back without his permission, it would kind of be almost similar to the Night King being made into the Night King. You didn't have a choice to be made into the Night King. It's like this, and what Alistair Thorne said, you'll be fighting these wolves forever type of deal. So I'm not sure if he'll die again. I actually don't see Jon dying again. But in his heart, he could, lose someone like Arya or Dany, and that would be just like as bad as dying for him. How about watch Talking Thrones Gray Area? Yeah, we used to do podcasts together, actually. Who else is in the chat here? We're going to go for a few more minutes, everyone. This has been really fun. My Astros took out the Yankees and the Sox. My Blue Jays, I thought they had a pretty good chance last year. The last year Q&A, Jon has died a few times since he's been brought. One second, let's scroll up. Jon has died a few times since he's been brought back to life. Once in the Battle for Bastards, once in the Frozen Water, and he will die again battling Dany as the Night Queen. Whoa, that's a pretty crazy prediction. Like I said, things happen in threes, right? The concept of life, death, and rebirth, with death and birth being connected. Well, it's definitely possible. I'm not ruling it. It could be a situation where Jon and Dany both die and they end up like Rhaegar and Lyanna. That would be super crazy sad. I don't know though. My gut tells me that Jon's going to survive. Like he will have lost love 3 times essentially, because his whole life he was a bastard, right? And that was something that was very difficult for him to understand. And he had to obviously leave his family. He loved Robb very much, and he loved Ned. He loved Arya. I mean, Arya can be considered his first love. We see that very instrumental scene in the show where Arya is jumping up and hugging him, and he gives her a needle. So that can be interpreted as him leaving his family, his first love, yet even though he's an outsider. Secondly, losing his love in Ygritte, and then third, losing his love in Daenerys. Then being in that scenario. But the thing is the way I think about it, and I talked to this about the Jon in our podcast on Friday, the Citadel of Hype podcast. If you guys haven't checked it out, me and Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel do a podcast. We're going to be doing it every Friday now instead of Monday. We're going to be doing it live, a live version of the podcast for you. But imagine all of these things that Jon has been taught. Benjen said, "You don't know what you'd be missing," and Jon was ready to give up everything to join the Night's Watch, and Benjamin was essentially saying you're basically denying yourself the opportunity of ever getting married or experiencing true love if you join the Night's Watch. Then Maester Aemon obviously talks about duty is the death of love and love is the death of duty. Having something to live for is something that's very powerful, right? Like right now, I'm so focused on, like, I believe that doing YouTube and doing all this is like achieving my destiny. I have something to live for that like really, really excites me. But for Jon, if Daenerys dies and they have a child together, that could be something that changes him, right? I mean, and then we will have got back to the point where everything has come full circle, where Jon will have truly understood the sacrifice that Ned Stark made, right? So, everything that he did for a child, obviously his mother died, but children are innocent, and that's the thing. So we're going to see a lot of that kind of sentiment in the end of the story. Will Jon kill baby Sam, or will they want to kill baby Sam because he has White Walker blood? It's just a child, right? All of these kinds of things are going to be impacting us in the end of the story. They're going to be super intense and they're going to be explored, but everything's going to get wrapped up. And I think that Jon is definitely going to have something to live for in the end of the story. And I think that him and Daenerys are 100% going to have a child. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, everyone, but that's kind of my gut feeling on it, where the story is going. I think, obviously history repeats itself, but the wheel is still broken in the end. Daenerys's idea, what she talked about with Tyrion, Tyrion said, you might not see the changes that you want to see in your lifetime. That might take 2-3 generations from now for them to truly be in effect. So I think that all of these things, obviously, a conversation with Jorah and Jon, giving your sword, you keep Longclaw, giving your sword to your child someday, and then Daenerys talking about how her dragons are her children and losing Viserion, her having the ability to actually have a child, that would completely change the situation, right? And obviously, Jon being the true heir to the Iron Throne, and even though Daenerys is his aunt, that's something that completely changes the landscape of the story, right? Like, this is huge implication. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. That's my tangent. Carol says, will the Night King try to grab Daenerys' infant to make a super White Walker? I mean, Daenerys is the unburnt, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? I've been going up on a lot of tangents today, right? I've been going off, like, just, I don't know. I feel like I missed so much in the chat today because I just been talking like a crazy amount. But thanks everyone for hanging out. I think that's gonna do it for today. That was a really, really fun stream. It's smelling way too good for me to pass up right now, but I figured that we would do a little bit of a hangout. I did release the Melisandre video today for everyone, so if you haven't went and checked it out, I did drop that earlier. Please go check that out. Obviously, thank you for everyone who donated in the chat, and for all of you that became patrons of the channel. We've had 9 patrons so far in the month of March. If you do want to support the channel, you want to end up on the wall of hype, you do want to get bonus content every day, I put the link in the description of this video. 1 second, I'll share it for all of you so I can show you real quick. Let's go down here. And I put all the links to my Twitter, the Iron Man Faceless Coin giveaway, my Patreon, the GoFundMe to the for Crown of Thrones. If anybody can spare any money at all, or you do want to help me get to Crown of Thrones, you can donate in the chat. There's the Zora Hype t-shirts, my Twitter, all of that is in the description of this video. So feel free to reach out to me. And like I said, if you do want to become a member of the Hype and Love family, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. But thanks for joining me, everyone. It was really fun. We're going to try to do more of these in the Office of Hype, obviously, as I get everything renovated. We'll feel more comfortable in here. Like I said, when I get the wall of hype going, I'll put all of your names up for all the people that join on Patreon and donate to the channel. And we'll get some more fun things, some more fun interactions with all of you. So thanks again, everyone. Really, really appreciate you hanging out with me. And I'll see you all in the next video tomorrow. In the next video, we are going to be covering Bran and Odin tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hype and love.